Let's get it, boys. Young Benjii back again, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about 8 bad habits that a lot of Fortnite players suffer from. In the past I've been guilty of doing pretty much all of these, but as I've got more experience I've managed to kick a lot of them out of my game. All these habits will affect your game negatively, so with that being said, I'm going to jump into number 1, which is not reloading your guns. This is actually the habit that I still do. And I can't tell you the amount of times I've died because my pump shotgun only had 1 or 2 shots in the chamber and I've been forced to reload mid-fight. I don't even know how I managed to pick up this bad habit because I used to be one of them COD players who reloaded after every shot they took. It's something I'm trying to kick out of my game, but for some reason my brain just doesn't want to remember to reload my guns. Moving on to habit number 2, and this is the one that will probably get you killed the most if you're guilty of doing it. This is looting without protection. For some reason people just switch off their brains as soon as they kill somebody and just mindlessly run for loot. I've got so many free kills from people looting dead enemies without building any protection. You rarely see a player grab a llama or a supply drop without building a 1x1 around themselves before opening it, so I don't see why so many players decide it's smart to loot without any protection. You should by now know that if you're fighting someone, most of the time there's going to be somebody else close by who's heard you shooting and is coming towards the fight, so you should be smart and protect yourself. The third bad habit players have, and this is pretty much the same as number 2, is healing up with no protection. Again, why? Like, what are you doing? You're weak. Don't just pop a shield in the middle of the map because your teammate dropped it for you. That's a good way to get your head separated from the rest of your body. You're really going to stand still for 5 seconds. Sounds kinda stupid, right? Moving on to number 4, and this one confused me because I see a lot of experienced players doing it, and that's not aiming low when they jump out of the battle bus. Why 10 months into the game's lifespan are people still aiming for the building they want to land on and not the low surrounding areas? A good way to get sent straight back to the home screen is to land slowly and get killed by a guy who's already got a gun. I feel like this isn't something I should be having to go over, but if you're aiming for an area by the edge of the map like Greasy Grove or Snobby Shores, aim for the water surrounding the map and fly in. If you're aiming for a more central part of the map like Tilted Towers or Salty Springs, aim for the low parts in between mountains or aim for the ravine that runs through the centre of the map. Moving on to habit number 5, and this is one that's a bit more relatable to a lot of people. This is not building protection behind yourself when fighting. A lot of people tunnel vision really hard and forget about the other 50 plus people in the game. It's something we're all guilty of. You're so focused on the person in front of you that you don't protect your back and you start getting shit on from behind. There's no worse feeling than losing all of your shield before you have time to react, and this will happen to you a lot if you don't remember to protect your back. It takes less than a second to build a wall behind you, so you should always be doing it. Habit number 6 is not farming enough materials when crossing the map. Why do people just walk straight past trees that take 3 seconds to cut down when there's like 50 wood to gain from it? Don't just stop farming materials once you hit a number like 500. You can never be sure how long a fight is going to last, and you don't want to be the guy who runs out of materials, because a lot of the time that means game over. I know cutting down trees isn't the most exciting part of the game, but I certainly prefer taking a few extra seconds to get some materials, rather than dying to a smarter player. Habit 7, again very similar to number 6, is not grabbing all the materials in the house you land in. I see a lot of people just run into the house, grab all the guns and then run out. Terrible idea. You don't want to run into the guy with 100 plus material at the beginning of the game when you have no material yourself, because that's a lost fight. It doesn't even take any extra time to grab the material because everything that's made of wood that spawns in a house breaks in one hit. With the nerfs to floor and chest drop materials, it's something you need to start doing straight away. And finally, habit number 8 is not breaking down your own ramps. If you build onto a high hill, like the one just outside Dusty Divot, make sure you break down the ramp you made to get up there. You don't want to give your enemies a free way to get up close to you without being heard. With the new patch it's very easy to break materials from longer distances, so it shouldn't take any time at all to break the ramp you made to get onto the mountain, and you'll save your own life by doing this. And that does it for this video, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. If you're guilty of any of these habits, hit that like button. If you think of any other bad habits that I've missed in this video, leave them in the comment section below. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Although there's only a few of you, it is a really good feeling knowing every new subscription is one step closer to the goal of being able to do this as a full-time job. And finally, this is your boy Young Benjii signing out. Peace, boys!